Oh, is this thing on? I don't know, because I'm so old and I don't know how to operate machinery. Is this thing on? Oh, usually my grandson sorts this sort of thing out for me. He said I have to click the box that says intro. That would be this one, wouldn't it? Oh no, that appears to be the one that says outro. I'm so old, you see, that I struggle with basic tasks, like clicking the right box. I'm an old man now. And as an old man, I am forced to play games for old people. That's how it goes now.
Welcome to Bejeweled 3.
I'm old! I can only play old games now! Games for old people! Hey Draven, hey Marco. Zen, no, that sounds nice and good. It's a slow game for slow people like me. I may be old, but I know how to play Bejeweled. I know how Bejeweled works. Excuse me? I know how Bejeweled works! Wow, this stream is another shitpost already. I also would have accepted Luxor as an old person game. Or Snood. I'm old, you see! I'm such an old man! I just had a comment on the SA1 randomizer stream. The reason why the level layouts were fucked was because I loaded the mod in the wrong order. So we will definitely do another SA1 randomizer soon. With the mod loaded in the correct order. I felt stupid when I was told that's what I'd done wrong. I'm like, I see. Yeah, obvious in hindsight. Happens.
Level complete.
Anyway, I'm fucking with you all. We'll play something proper in a moment. I won't play Bejeweled for 2 hours. As easy as it would be to play Bejeweled for 2 hours, because it's so good. Especially Bejeweled 3. I won't be playing this for 2 hours. As tempting as it is. I thought, what'll make a good joke game? This is only 93 megabytes, so I'll just download this. I had to unhide it on my Steam. I had this game in my hidden games. So to be able to do a stream of this, it's like... Right, I have to unhide the game. Figures. How are folks? I might actually open up the voice lobby in a moment. What we play will have to be something where I don't have to read anything. And I won't have to react to what's going on, so therefore we can have the voice lobby open. I wonder what I'll play. Now everybody knows that you own Bejeweled 3. Yeah, I know. It's out there. It was part of like some PopCap Games bundle on Humble years ago. I was like, hey, Bejeweled 3 is pretty good. I grabbed it for Bejeweled 3. No. Tell a lie, I grabbed it for Chuzzle. Because Chuzzle is the best PopCap game. And it was like Bejeweled 3 and Plants vs. Zombies and... Fun fact, PopCap Games, they spend like a day on programming a basic version of the game, and once they've got the basic version of the game done, all they do is embellish the graphics for several months. It's kind of like the original Ratchet & Clank. Fun fact, the original Ratchet & Clank was coded for PlayStation 1. Their logic was, if we build the game so it will run on PlayStation 1, then we've got all this time to embellish the visuals. Given the simple gameplay for given the simple gameplay for PopCap Games, it makes sense that they build a very basic prototype really quickly and then they just embellish upon the visuals. I want to say it's a developer interview I picked that up from, but to be honest with you, I don't remember where I read that. Game you don't need to read or react to a bunch. Bejeweled 3. Yeah, but then I played Bejeweled 3 for 2 hours. What does that make me, huh? An old man? Oh no. Back in my day... Oh, hello, Tale 7, I'm an old man. Back in my day, Bejeweled was the talk of the playground. What's up? The Sky. I am an OG-san. I am a Baka OG. I am an Ecchi OG. Might just fucking play Katamari. You can never go wrong with Katamari. Never, ever go wrong with Katamari. I'm not dumb. Back in my day, we had to play Bejeweled Blitz on stone tablets. What are some must-have PlayStation 1 games for a collector? Okay. Must-have PlayStation 1 games. Klonoa, Door to Phantom Isle. Very much required to be owned by a PlayStation 1 collector. Ghost in the Shell for PlayStation 1. It's very good. Castlevania Symphony of the Night is a must-own for PlayStation 1, and let's top it up with a fourth and off-the-wall choice. Something a bit less common. Incredible Crisis is an absolute must-own for PlayStation collectors. Incredible Crisis. Or Tondemo Crisis. Absolute must-own for the system. There you go, there's a few. Chrono Cross, I actually have Chrono Cross. It didn't release over here in PAL territories, but I have the USA version. I picked it up a few years ago because I had an opportunity to get it fairly cheap, and I was like, okay, I'll grab that. Oh! Speaking of JRPGs, the absolute must-own JRPG for the PlayStation 1 is... Do I have it here? No, not in this pile. I don't have it here, but a little game called Threads of Fate is definitely worth owning if you're into PlayStation 1 JRPGs. There ain't none better than Threads of Fate. I am one of the most serious Final Fantasy VII fans, and even I will say that Threads of Fate is a better game than Final Fantasy VII. And that's coming from someone who holds FF7 in really high regard. It's Incredible Crisis, the Earthquake Crisis sim. It's not an earthquake crisis, it's just everything that can possibly go wrong Crisis. You're a businessman, a salaryman who I think is like just trying to get home. And it's just a whole bunch of dumb minigames. It was originally released in Japanese arcades, and then it was ported to PS1. The PS1 version is the one that got released worldwide. Definitely Incredible Crisis is a really good game to pick up for the PlayStation 1. And yeah, for JRPGs, Threads of Fate is the absolute best the system has to offer. There's definitely great games on PS1 in the JRPG pool that you might not have heard of or seen. Games like Jade Cocoon, Legend of Dragoon. Was Septerra Core released on... No. I think Septerra Core was a little bit later than PS1, wasn't it? Maybe Septerra Core. Shadow Madness. There's a lot of great JRPGs on PS1, but the absolute best would have to be Threads of Fate. I would say that Threads of Fate is the absolute best JRPG on the PS1. I would say that Grandia is worth owning on PS1, but to be honest with you, it's not. The Saturn version or the HD re-release, because they're more balanced than the PS1 version. Still great games, though. Still a great game, Grandia on PS1, but better versions exist. Yeah, so plenty of great JRPGs on PS1. If you're looking for platformers, of course, Crash Bandicoot is the obvious one. Crash Bandicoot 3 is probably my favourite PS1 platformer, but Spyro the Dragon, the original Spyro the Dragon, is very close. Wild Arms is a very good RPG. I was introduced to the series with Wild Arms 3 on PlayStation 2. That was where I was introduced to Wild Arms. That's the one that I've played. I haven't beaten it, not even close. I didn't have the patience for JRPGs when I was younger, and now that I do have the patience for them, I simply don't have the time for JRPGs, so that's the unfortunate truth. All the time I had the time for JRPGs, I never had the patience for them. And that's the ultimate sadness, is now there's so many JRPGs I want to play and I don't have the time. So what I'm going to do is dedicate some actual time to playing JRPGs. Dedicate some proper time. Say, this is my JRPG block. I'm going to put this many hours into a JRPG a day, or I'm going to put this many hours into a JRPG a week. And that way I can, actually maybe beat one a month. I definitely feel bad about all the games that I've got that I will never complete. And yet here I am playing a game that can't actually be beaten, instead of spending time playing a game that I need to complete. Because I'm pathetic. Speaking of pathetic, 30 at 1 AM UK time, I think. Around there, I'm 30 years old. I become a wizard at 1 AM. Or thereabouts. And in my head, I'm still 21. Playing 2 JRPGs at the same time. I have done that. It's not a good idea. I would say if you're going to do that, make it 2 very different JRPGs. The last thing you want is to, I don't know, have 2 Tales of games going at the same time. Because then you'll be like, was the place with the big tree in Vesperia, or was that in Zestiria? My head. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in that situation. So if you're going to do 2 JRPGs on the go, make them very different. Make it like one is The World Ends With You and the other one is like fucking Final Fantasy IX. You wouldn't get those 2 confused. You wouldn't go, now which one was set in Akihabara? Like, you'd know. The last thing you want is 2 JRPGs set in Akihabara on the go at the same time. Like Akiba's Beat and World Ends With You on at the same time. You'd be like, well, they're both set in Akiba. Confuse the heck out of you. Yeah, you'll get the two bits in either Tales of game confused, because they have the same sort of recurring elements, like Princess, world-ending cataclysm, annoying kid that is apparently part of the main cast, even though you really wish they would die. Yeah, the Tales of games are like that. They may have a different name, but there's a Carol in every single Tales of game, you know what I mean? Like, you just want to strangle the life out of them, and they're part of the main cast. Speaking of strangling the life out of kids, I'm glad we're done with Ultra Despair Girls, and before the end of 2019 as well. I've been going back to it in my spare time to get the remaining achievements that I'm missing. Getting A ranks on every mission is going to be tough. I could do it. I could probably do it, but it's going to be tough. Hey, Sushi! Symphonia had a giant tree. Well, I know that Vesperia had a giant tree, so there we go. You couldn't have Vesperia and Symphonia going at the same time, because you'd get confused. An old man like me would get confused. Absolutely confused. Because I'm old, you see. Reminds me of that quote from Metal Gear Solid 2. The dubbing in MGS2 is so bad. It's like, I asked him to take off my blind. I asked him to take off my. Oh, what is it? That's right. They're all wearing blindfolds. It's like, I asked him to take off my blindfold. I'm ill, you see. It's a terrible line read. Are you Ames? Don't worry, I'm older than you. Yes, Sushi, I shall take solace in knowing that however old I get, I won't be as old as you. My memory is starting to fail me, yeah. That's a sign of old age. It's official. I'm an old man now. Well, I'm an old man at like 1 AM. Old man! I'm taking it a lot better than I did last year. Like, last year on my birthday, I was about ready to throw myself off the nearest building, but I feel a lot better this year. I think the difference is knowing that I can't be sad about growing old forever. You know, there's a certain point where you're just like, ah, fuck it. You get old, so be it. Just the way it is. Things will never change. That's just the way it is. But mentally, yeah, we'll still both be 22. I feel like I haven't aged in 8 years. But I know that body-wise and age-wise I have, just mentally I have not. I reached a point where I grew up very quickly. Like, I was mentally young well into 20. Like, I was still mentally young. I still thought I was like 14, 15. And then there was a point where I just, almost overnight, like Charlie Sheen once said, I blinked and it cured my brain. It was just like an instant moment where I'm just like, yeah, I'm old now. And that's it, just like, I'm stuck at that age now. I'll always be that guy who's young on the inside. Maybe I should pick a different game than Bejeweled, because the problem is, these 19 minutes have just flown by. These just 19 minutes have completely flown by. Gotta be better games for an old man to play. I actually want to finish Akiba's Trip this year, because I've tried playing that so much, and just every time I don't complete it. Up next, classic cribbage. Bernard cribbage. That's an old man joke that only old men will get. That's a boomer joke for boomers. The future is now, old man. Look a bit like Phil Collins in the thumbnail. It was a very quick Photoshop. I realized it didn't look very good, so I slapped on some HDR to make it look like it was, like, more believable. Like, I need to do something quick for the sake of, like, making a joke that I'm old. So I was like, what can I do quickly? I googled old man. Like, that one will do, and I photoshopped some old guy's hair and beard. And I'm like, done. Phil Collins is old. No offense to the legendary Phil Collins. He's not Genesis, but he's close. I think Phil Collins produced much better stuff when he was a solo artist than he ever did under Genesis. Mama, Salisbury Hill, Sussudio. So much better stuff during that time. Oh, Boomer's struggling to find a match. There we go. Idiot Boomer struggling. More at 10. Oh, Salisbury Hill is Peter Gabriel! Why did I think it was Phil Collins? That's old man memory, that is. It's shameful. The old age truly has kicked in. I could have sworn it was Berenstein! Not Berenstain! There's only one stain here. The human stain. It's me! Oh. So, I was going to pick a different game than Bejeweled, wasn't I? How did that go? How's picking another game going? How we doing? For picking a different game, how are we doing? It's the Humanstein! I was wrong this whole time. The song is the Humanstein, not the Humanstain. And all other things we blame on bad memory. As an old man, I'm struggling to make basic pairs. I can't keep blaming it on my age. When am I going to blame it on the real reason? Because I'm an alcoholic and I'm killing my brain cells. I knew that. 0% progress on selecting a new game. We've made no progress. I'm like racking my brain over what I can play in my Steam library that's like a loose end game. I've got it. I've got it. Dropped son of a bitch! Dropped 2,999 frames! I reset the router! Reset the laptop! Let's take a look. I'm connected to the right Wi-Fi. Was it at the start of the stream? And I can't actually put this into full screen mode until I get to gameplay, because apparently the internet is dumb. Not the internet's fault. It's Namco's fault. So do bear with me. Got this application set to low volume as well, because I was doing recordings. Kind of gives away what it is now. Right. Video settings is... No. Back. Video settings is where exactly? Is it the bird? X. 1920 1080 full screen window. VSync, anti-aliasing... Bingo. Okay. We're in. Did Namco make that game? What, Bejeweled or Katamari Damacy? Boom, 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 da 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 da. Al-Salam Alaikum! You ever been to the Arabian Peninsula? No. Yeah, I'm playing Katamari now. Wow, frame rate is struggling on 1080p. I didn't realize this was Crysis. This game actually has a 30 frames per second limiter anyway. We can adjust it by editing the game's executable with X Editor to flick it up to 60, but parts of the game run at twice the speed. The game isn't designed to be ready. Because, thank you, Namco. Yeah, so we weren't 0% of the way there. I had kind of settled on playing Katamari anyway. So, Big 3-0, what should I look forward to? When I go to the toilet and I'm peeing, once I've finished peeing, I suddenly need to pee again. Is that something I can look forward to? That's an old man thing, isn't it? Like, I thought I was done in the toilet. Oh, but now I need to pee some more. That's an old man thing, isn't it? Of course, poor memory. I've already experienced that one. Hopefully, as I age, I will... the apathy that I feel will dissipate. They say that life begins at 40, right? Could it begin at 30, please? Because I'm sick of waiting for my life to begin. Alright, take care, Marco. I'm sick of waiting for my life to begin. So could we let it begin 10 years earlier than 40? Could my life begin this year, please? A certain burping girl admits that she needs to pee after needing to pee. Well, some people don't have a lot of decorum, and if that's part of their personality, that's fine. I'm lacking decorum in a lot of other places. Look forward to Friday's Sushi Bites episode, when I pretty much admit to liking hardcore manga. So look forward to that. Members have already had an opportunity to watch that episode. I'm surprised no comments have been made. Oh yeah, by the way, Friday new Sushi Bites. It's about a hardcore hentai manga that was banned in Japan. So look forward to that. 18 rated, age gated. I'm sorry to my younger viewers, but you know, Chopper and all that. I gotta be extra vigilant when it comes to the topics that I cover. And if I'm gonna cover a book that was banned for being too graphic, then I need to make sure that I actually age-gate the video. Your game volume is too loud! Right, okay. What about my microphone volume? Is it peaking? The thing about Katamari is a very loud game. I'll adjust this, and then it will be bad. Put it to there, and then that to there. Seaman Demon. Remind me, what is the Seaman Demon? And that's not my name on Friday nights. Down the bar. Because if that's something that would be interesting to talk about on Sushi Bites, then I will sure as hell look into it. My rule for Sushi Bites is basically, if it would make an interesting video or a funny video, I'm all for it. If the topic would make a funny or interesting video. Like, the thing about Minami Momochi, the thing that makes the Minami Momochi episode so great, is it makes for a funny episode as well as an interesting episode. The same goes for the La Blue Girl episode. I still consider that one of the best episodes I've made, because it's funny and it's informative. And I'm hoping that this episode about this banned manga will be funny and informative as well. Basically, I basically want to make sure that the author of this particular banned book is remembered for the efforts that they've made. They basically set out to make the most graphic, most horrendous manga they could, and they succeeded. It cost them their career, but they succeeded. And I think it makes for an interesting episode. It's a joke from a YouTube video about anime videos on YouTube in 2020 due to copyright and how hentai could be considered a kid's video. Well, here's the thing, right? I age-gated the upcoming Sushi Bites episode. When you set a video to 18 plus on YouTube, the setting that you've got set for whether it's made for kids or not turns off. YouTube won't let you set a video as not for kids and age-gate it at the same time. So as such, the not for kids turns off, and then YouTube's robots can say, oh yeah, it's for kids. And then that's it. Your video about a hentai manga book appears on the YouTube Kids app. And well, if YouTube wants to get in trouble with various law organizations for peddling smut to kids, then I say all for it. Let YouTube get sued. Again. For failing to do their job. Again. It'll just mean that it will be the eventual thing that pushes me to Twitch. So it'd be like, okay. There's no point in hanging around now. Link me to the video. Yes, please. I'm very interested. Seaman Demon. I mean, I've come across that term before. But, for a different reason. Probably equally as lewd. But for a different reason. I'm an adult. If I'm not allowed to talk about the adult things I like now, then there will never be a time that I'm allowed to. So I say bring on the lewd discussion. Embrace your perversion. That was the way I looked at it for the last few years. I've been like, embrace who you are. Embrace what you like. As I said, and this was a meme/joke, and it upset someone who used to be a regular here on this stream. I would say, do what you like, God is fake. Of course, I don't necessarily mean that. It's a meme, right? It's like, do what you like. Like, why not? Why not do what you like? That's the meaning of the meme. Do what you like. KYS, keep yourself satisfied. Well, isn't, like, Ahegao, like, clothing banned now? What was it I heard about, like, Ahegao, clothing being considered, like, unsafe for wearing in public? Might have been on Twitter. Somebody saying that it was literally banned now to wear, like, Ahegao t-shirts. So people were posting, like, wholesome t-shirts of just, like, characters holding hands. It's like, oh, wholesome. You know, hand-holding was infamously banned on Japanese TV. There was an anime where characters held hands with each other, and it was banned on Japanese television because it was deemed too graphic for broadcast. Humors me sometimes, it really does. Japanese TV rules are stupid. Regulations are stupid. There's a lot that, as I grow older, I realise doesn't make sense in Japan. Like, there's a lot of things that make it very different to the anime wonderland that people make the place out to be. I would definitely say that, as I look at it right now, there are definitely things that Japan is behind the rest of the world on, and erotica is one of them. Japan's rules on censorship are archaic and old, and you can learn more about them in Friday's Sushi Bites episode, as I explain to you why Japanese porn is censored. So look forward to that. And I also explain what insufficient censorship would be. So look forward to that. If you want to learn more about how Japan's porn rules work, you got that to look forward to. Would it be an episode of Real Asia? No, because it's a review of a book, as opposed to an animated show or a film. So therefore I thought it fit better under Sushi Bites. Besides, it also fit in well with the how the episode about La Blue Girl, Sushi Bites, worked out. It kind of works as a companion piece to that one. So it made sense to keep it Sushi Bites. Besides, it's a review of a book. So it's easier to argue that that's a Sushi Bites. Sushi Bites has talked about Minami Momochi, who's really not a video game. There were video games in that episode, but only because Minami Momochi played them on a live stream. And the same sort of goes for this episode on Friday. I make reference to a video game developer and what they've said in an interview, and how that links into to the discussion. So there's plenty to look forward to on that one. Sushi Bites was about Japanese video games. Yeah, it was, but Sushi Bites sort of turned into something else over time, and the Minami Momochi episode was a case of... it was lightning, and I've tried to bottle lightning since, and it hasn't worked. But basically, the Minami Momochi episode was lightning. Anime Gaio was just picking up in popularity. There was a lot of Anime Gaio Kigurumi going around, VTubers and stuff like that. It was starting to become like a big thing that everyone was talking about. I rolled in at exactly that time with an episode about Minami Momochi, who was, at the time, a fresh celebrity. Like, people were only just learning about Minami Momochi. She was sort of becoming a big deal at the time. So I rolled in with an episode that basically just reiterated everything that I had learned online. It just happened to be the right video at the right time. The same with the Hideki Naganuma video. That was like the right video at the right time. It's hard to bottle that. I'm doing my very best to try and cover things that are gonna be huge, but it's really hard to tell if something's gonna be big or not. But I thought, I'm gonna cover Japanese indie games, because right now VineSource is streaming Japanese indie games. So now's the perfect time for me to do them, and I'll cover a game that he's covered, or I'll cover a game before he covers it, and then I will get attention. What did I do? I tracked down a cool game, he ended up covering it on his live stream, and I didn't get any extra attention for it, so I was just like, fuck it! I tried to bottle lightning there, and it didn't work. I should know better than to chase trends, but chasing trends seems to be the only thing that works for me picking up huge amounts of views. Sushi Bites is like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna cover things that I think are interesting, because documentary style programming is what makes the most views, gets the most attention on YouTube. So I am gonna do a documentary about a manga book that was banned and literally, like, caused Japan to rewrite the rules on what was acceptable and what wasn't. A manga that totally, like, changed what the way bookstores stocked their shelves. Changed it forever. Because I thought, okay, that'll be interesting. We'll see when I release that video if anybody picks it up and runs with it. But I think it's really interesting shit, you know? I think it's interesting. Naturally, I would, because it's a video that I made, right? But I think I'm onto something with Friday's episode. I think I am. We'll see. Pink something. That was Pink Comets. This extremely rare masterpiece. I need to get my green screen back in view, I guess. This amazing masterpiece. Very few of these made. I don't know how many exactly, but this CD is fucking amazing. This album is so underappreciated. That reminds me, for the 10th anniversary of this album, I was gonna rip it to FLAC and scan all the inlays and spines and shit. Thanks for reminding me that that's something I need to do. Maybe my birthday gift to everyone tomorrow will be a FLAC rip of the album with scans on the Internet Archive, because it definitely needs to be preserved. The Internet Archive is, like, my favourite website right now. It's amazing. Friday's Sushi Bites episode would not have been possible without the Internet Archive. Without the brave souls that uploaded a book that was officially banned in Japan to the Internet Archive. Like, to the brave souls that are fighting the Japanese judicial system, I salute them. Friday's episode would not have been possible without Internet Archive. As far as I know, the Pink Comets album is not available anywhere currently except on the the Matt Jonas YouTube channel. That's the only place I know of where the Pink Comets album is available. I am going to archive it in fully lossless audio codec on the Internet Archive, because I've had it on a YouTube channel for over a year and nobody's come after me. And the thing is, the creators, the two members of Pink Comets, know that those uploads are on my YouTube channel. They both know that I've uploaded those songs to my YouTube channel, and they haven't come after me. In fact, one of them was so amazed that I uploaded them and retweeted my tweet. So they know about it. I'll play Final Fantasy VII in February, when Remake comes out. Hey, Soy. The stream started with Bejeweled 3, but we moved on to Katamari Damacy. Because of course we did. Because it's a masterpiece. This is Reroll, which is the high-definition re-release on Nintendo Switch and PC. It's sad that Namco hasn't brought this to other platforms. I'm hoping that they're working on a brand new Katamari game, and when that's announced, they'll bring this to PS4 and Xbox One. It definitely deserves to be on those platforms. I'm surprised it came to Nintendo Switch. I'm surprised we got this remaster at all. what we could really do with is a remaster of We Love Katamari, because I've never actually played We Love Katamari. Well, there was going to be a Katamari Damacy for Wii. We know about it. It was being developed by Namco. It was going to have motion controls based around the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. It was going to be like you're pushing the ball with your hands. And they, at some point, must have cancelled it. Presumably because they realized that the Nintendo Wii's motion controls were nowhere near good enough or accurate enough for a game like Katamari Damacy. Which, let's be fair, they're not anywhere near accurate enough for a game like Katamari Damacy. So it wouldn't surprise me if that was the reason why they trashed it. But we definitely know they were working on one. It's a new Wii game coming in 2021. Well, there's a new Wii U game coming out. 2, actually. On the Wii U store. This month. 2 new Wii U games. So, the Wii U's still getting games. And, of course, there's Just Dance 2020, which skipped the Wii U, but was still released on the Wii. They skipped Wii U and just released it on the Wii. That is sad, isn't it? That the Wii outlived the Wii U on Just Dance. Go buy a Switch app. Well, the Xbox 360 did that. It's like, the Xbox One is now out. Did you know you can buy an Xbox One? Buy an Xbox One. When I bought my gaming laptop, I opened up Microsoft Edge, because I had to use Edge to download Firefox, right? And it said, now's the time to get rid of that laptop and buy a Windows 10 PC. I'm like, this is my brand new gaming laptop. You go the fuck to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. Yeah, the Nintendo Switch is still ridiculously expensive, but the handheld Switch is pretty good, and in a few weeks you'll be able to run custom firmware on it. I didn't say anything. I didn't tell you about any upcoming Nintendo Switch hacks. You didn't hear about them from me. Yeah, so Nintendo Switches are about to be blown wide open. All models. Chances are the new Nintendo Switch Pro that people are spreading rumors about, if that's a real thing, chances are that's going to be susceptible too. It's a hardware mod, solderless, and it's going to be a good time. I can't wait for that, because then I will, I'll maybe get hold of a portable Switch just for all the rhythm games, because that's how I like it. Is all my rhythm games on a small handheld, everything together. That's what I've got my PSP set up to do at the moment. It's just all the Taiko games, all the Pump It Up games. I've got all the DJ Max. Oh, no, I put them in a box now, didn't I? They're all over there somewhere. All the DJ Max games for PSP. DJ Max games are fantastic. Don't sleep on those. If you like rhythm games, don't sleep on the DJ Max series. It's some of the best. Yeah, my guy who knows a guy, who everybody knows who that is at this point. I missed the present! No! I missed the present. I can go get it in Eternal mode though, can't I? 88%. Ba-ba-ba. The portability of the Switch is what it really has in its favour. Console quality games on the go is where the Switch shines most. Do I think the Nintendo Switch is a great console? Yeah, I think the Nintendo Switch is a great tablet. Oddly enough, I knew about Custom Firmware news even before he mentioned it to us. Aren't I hip and in the know lately? That's because you heard it from the same person as me, right? In the same place as me, right? Probably. Twin cats. Katamari. Katamari. So in this mission, you only get points for pairs. Specifically, younger brother, older brother pairs, or younger sister, older sister pairs. There I picked up a dog. I need to find the pair to that dog in order to get the point for grabbing it. None of those telephones have pairs. So here's the pair for that dog. When I grab it, it should now be 16. Yeah. That's how this stage works. It's Gemini, so it's twins. The size of your Katamari doesn't matter on this mission. It's just whether or not you've got the twins. You need to make sure you keep your twins when you crash. Katamari Damasoy. Any chance Soy will play... Have you played We Heart Katamari on stream at all? You played the original. I know you've played the original, but I don't remember if you played We Heart. We love you. So you've definitely done We Love Katamari. Righto. I still haven't. I still haven't played We Heart Katamari. That's a Katamari game that I have not played. I know, shameful. I'm a Katamari super fan and I haven't even played We Heart. I have no excuse because We Heart is the one that actually got released over here. I guess We Heart is on the stream shortlist then. I was thinking about doing a Sushi Bites on Katamari Damacy, but the problem is, it's not really a case where you can do it on one game. I'd have to play all of the Katamari Damacy games and talk a bit about each of them. Like I did for the Zombie Zone One Chambara episode. Because covering one One Chambara game is boring. The only way I could make that video interesting was by covering all of them. Shabadoo, yeah, ba ba ba, ba 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 da ba, ba ba ba, shabadoo, yeah, ba ba, shabadoo, yeah. Well, Me and Mai was an interesting one because you had emulation glitches with the fog. I remember that being a problem in PPSSPP. Oh, BTW FYI, I'm sure you're aware of the rules on Twitch, but the rules on Twitch are it's got to be games you own. You can't play emulators and ROMs, despite the fact that big names play emulators and ROMs all the time on Twitch. The actual Twitch guidelines are no ROMs and emulators. Vinesource gets away with it because they're Vinesource. It's got to be an official copy of the game on Twitch. That's one of the reasons why I haven't moved to Twitch. Their stance on piracy is a completely anti-consumer one. Is there another part of the map in this Gemini mission? Otherwise, they've given me way too much time to pull this off. No, I haven't seen any Star Twinkle episodes since, like, episode 10. I am completely behind on Star Twinkle. Completely behind. Maybe 10, 11? Whenever it was that it was revealed that the blue-haired one was actually an animal from the Animal Planet. That's when I stopped watching. I'm well behind. But am I in the mood to watch a whole bunch of episodes just to catch up? No. There's no way I'd have the patience for that. Chabadoo, yeah. I think Twitch would need to worry about, you know, streamers that are abusing their animals on live stream long before they worry about whether someone's playing a copied game. But, you know, I'm not the Twitch mods. I understand what it must be like to be lonely and you have to watch a stream thought to get off on a Friday night, you know. Because it seems the Twitch mods haven't heard of porn, which is just a lot cheaper anyway. Yeah. Things like that are the reasons why I probably won't move to Twitch. They wouldn't want me anyway. I'm far too flagrant. I'm far too flagrant for that platform. The magic word. Thought. Yeah, they wouldn't want me on that platform. Seriously. I'm too flagrant. I thought about setting up my own episode 20. That sounds about right. Whenever it was that she kidnapped Fua and took Fua to the Animal Planet, wherever that was. If that's episode 20, then I got to episode 20. She's not so cute as a cat girl. She's much better when she looks like Lala. Magic word of the day. Tell him what he's won, Bob. He's won a lifetime supply of Jiffy Lube visits. What? Well, I might as well use them, seeing as I've won them. Get up the fucking slope. Katamari. Can't get up there. The game's like, here's a thing up here that you want. The game won't let me up there.
leading me on. It's being fresh. Ba 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 ba. I know that skateboarder is a guy I don't have. There we go. That I need. Katamari. Oh. All this stuff coming off Katamari. Wanted a quick oil change and ended up spending over $200. $2 Canadian. So you spent like 75 US dollars. Where did the joke about the Canadian dollar being weak come from, anyway? Sounds like I did a pretty poor job. Oh, 82%. That's not bad. The jokes about the Canadian dollar being weak come from the fact that Canadian dollar is weak. Okay. That seems like as good a reason as any to make jokes about the Canadian dollar being weak. Make Pisces. Make Pisces what? I can feel the cosmos! Oh, roll up fish. Yeah, okay. The music on this stage is great. La 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 la. La 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 la. There she goes. Dog of the day. She's got her own fans. People who come out in droves with big signs that say Dog of the Day whenever she barks. Not big enough to pick up that top fish yet. So if I want to live in Canada, I should live near the border so I get the most out of US trips. Okay. So if I win the lottery and decide Canada's where I want to live near the border. Got it. La 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 la. There's so much fish in this one, it's easy to miss everything. Oh, come on, if I win the lottery, I can buy as many copies of R. Tornelico as I want, right? Your copy of R. Tonelico is safe. I'll let you know that I won on the lottery last night. I won £2.60, which I put towards 2 cold coffees today. I went to the shop and bought 2 cold coffees for myself. Spending that lottery winning well. Next win's going to be even bigger. Just you mark my words. UK millionaire. Just you wait. I have to decide whether I fulfill my dream of opening an arcade or whether I just, like, leave this country and never come back. Well, I'll come back when it's a socialist paradise, but until then, I'll stay away. If while I'm away, you know, it becomes a bright red socialist paradise, maybe I'll come back. Otherwise, no. Were they boss coffees? Unfortunately not. To get a boss coffee, I have to go quite a ways away. They were just the Co-op's cold coffees. Essentially supermarket brand, but they're fine. I used to like their cold caramel lattes, but I actually don't like their cold caramel lattes anymore because they're too sweet. They're just regular cold lattes are better. They do a skinny, but it's too skinny. I like their cold regular. La 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 la. They're not fish, they're mermaids. That siren has always been annoying in Katamari. Always. 158, that's like 70% on this stage. 90%, not bad. It's the best I've done yet on a Maker Constellation. Eastern European grocery store. Ooh, I wonder if they got any of that. There's like a vegetable juice that's Polish that has a bear on the front cover, and that stuff is gorgeous. It's meant for kids, so it's loaded like full of sugar, but it's really nice. Like a vegetable juice with carrot in it, tomato, but it's also got like banana and stuff. Really nice. The Polish drink. I really need to put emphasis on Real Asia. If I'm gonna make Real Asia into a thing, I need to do something about it soon. before it just ends up being a DVD collection that I never watch. I've had opportunity to sit down recently and not do much. What have I been doing? I've been watching Sonic X on Netflix. Shameful. For an old man like myself, I should be watching things like war documentaries. Shouldn't be watching anime. Anime is for kids. Animation is for children. Why haven't I grown up and started watching Midsummer Murders? Like an adult. Yeah, but YouTube's algorithm doesn't know that. Kids must roll up, kids. Aw, they got away. Coronation Street. Oh, shoot me now. If that ever happened, you'd know there's something wrong. Like, you get those tweets that are like, people say, what would be your sign for help if somebody kidnapped you? It'd be like, wow, did you see Coronation Street last night? Would probably be like mine. Or it might be something along the lines of, wow, that Keita Takahashi is such a hack. Like, you would never see that out of me, sincerely. Wow, look how great Coronation Street was last night. Would be like, okay, Matt's in trouble. Still not 3 meters yet. Come on. Meters. Oh, fuck. Now, I'm not 3 meters again. The crashes in this port are so unforgiving. I swear, the original PS2 game was not this unforgiving when it came to crashing into stuff, losing stuff from your Katamari. To answer your question, Sushi, future technology. 3 meters in size, and what? I can't get up there. It's an invisible wall. Coronation Street Marathon that you weren't allowed to change. And you couldn't use a cell phone. Oh man, I feel for you. I really do. Being sat in a hospital, meanwhile the soap is like, oh, didn't you hear? Marjorie got cancer! And you wouldn't be able to tune away from it. Oh, do you imagine that? Well, wouldn't need to imagine that because it happened for you. I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, future technology. They shot Coronation Street with Microsoft HoloLens. They backed up all the episodes onto solid-state drives back in the 90s. Alien technology that they received from the Transformers. All the episodes were recorded onto AllSpark. Dropped frames 2,999. The YouTube chat has died. Oh man. Refresh. 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 Ooh. Yeah, Coronation Street killed the chat. Coronation Street killed the on-screen chat. Coronation Street killed the on-screen chat. Coronation Street has killed your heart. Can't rewind now, have a fart. Oh, oh. I don't think turning 30 will stop Pop being my default channel I tune to when the TV's on. Pop is my default channel that I tune to unless it's like 9 o'clock at night or later, in which case I tune to horror instead. Making good use of the DVR functionality on the downstairs TV. been recording films off horror. They've had some really bad stinkers recently. Seeing as it's the channel that my friend Simon first saw Adam Chaplin on, a movie that I think is an absolute masterpiece, I hold horror in high regard for when it shows schlock, it shows really good schlock. A PS4 Katamari game. Yeah, I was saying that they should have at least released Reroll on PS4. Seeing as Namco had a finished game with programmed achievements that is available on PC. Seems ridiculous that Namco didn't release it on PS4. This port would have been nice to have on PS4. And built in Unity, I mean, come on, there's literally no reason not to port it. Being Unity, porting this should be really fucking simple. And we know the PS4 wouldn't struggle with it, because this was released on Switch at a solid 30 frames. Maybe the reason they didn't release it is because PS4 gamers would be like, why isn't it 60 frames? Be like, because the game was internally coded to only run at 30. Stuff would break if you ran it at 60. Maybe that's why they'd be embarrassed to release this at 30 frames on PS4. Well, at the moment, the reason I watch Pop is for Dragon Ball Super. I record the Dragon Ball Super episode every day. Pop said that they've got new episodes of Dragon Ball Super this year. And what did they do? They started airing Dragon Ball Super from the first episode. I thought, perfect. I could just record it every day. That's what I'm going to do, is record it every day. Ursa Major! Oh. Yeah. Yeah. All the bears that want to get rolled up by running into my range. Thanks. Fuck it. I don't care. Bear cow missions are the worst. Bear cow missions are the absolute worst. Maybe I'll just do bear cow now to get rid of them. Bear cow. Yeah, they reset their Dragon Ball Super schedule again. Milk. But I can record it every day. Dragon Ball Super episode every day. I can actually set it a few days in advance as well on my DVR. Big cook, little cook. Oh, splat. The Arale Noramaki episode, as far as I know, comes after Future Trunks arc. It's in the bit between Future Trunks arc and Battle of the Seven Universes Grand Tournament. So no, they haven't aired the Arale Noramaki episode yet. It's a really good episode, that one. Because it has Vegeta losing to Arale in a fight. think it's Arale. If not, it's someone else from Dr. Slump. And Vegeta concedes that characters from gag manga are more powerful than Dragon Ball Z characters. That gag manga characters are automatically more powerful. And that I love, because they acknowledge in-universe that joke characters are overpowered. So if there ever was a fight between Goku and Gintoki Sakata, Gintoki would win. Because gag characters are automatically stronger. We have confirmation. It was a very fun episode, the Arale episode. I liked it a lot. That was just Dragon Ball Super having fun. When it's not trying to do some, like, convoluted, over-the-top plot. Or another Budokai Tenkaichi, which I'm fucking sick of them having in the series. It's like, oh, well, we don't have anything else to do. Let's just have a tournament for no reason. Future Trunks arc was pretty good because it was Dragon Ball Z fan service throughout. It was like, we're giving you things you want. An evil Goku. Check. Future Trunks is back. Check. They got fucking Spike from Buffy to voice the main bad guy. It was such a good arc. In the dub, they got the guy who played Buffy. Spike in Buffy. James Masters to voice the main bad guy. He wasn't credited, but it was him. It was definitely him. His Zamasu started out weak because he hasn't done anime dubbing before, but by the end of the arc, his voice was fantastic. He's voiced Zamasu in the games as well. Guy's pretty talented. Yeah, they did rush the animation. A lot of modern anime is like that. I've been watching Cowboy Bebop on and off in my spare time because I've got it on Blu-ray. And one thing that's apparent to me with Cowboy Bebop is just how good, hand-drawn, cel-painted, properly animated anime looks. Like, even now, Cowboy Bebop has a look that is completely timeless. But any modern computer-animated anime, if it's not done with the same, like, painstaking effort, it just don't look good. And first episodes of shows always look fantastic when they're like, here's the first episode, we've made an impression. And now that they've got you hooked on the story every week, animation quality just shoots down. And that's true about a lot of modern anime. They start out looking great in their first couple of episodes, and then the animation just takes a fucking nosedive. Dragon Ball Super, that was definitely true. The animation was so bad they had to redo tons of it for the Blu-ray. And even then, the redone stuff wasn't fantastic. It was definitely better. Goku didn't look like he was drawn by a preschooler anymore, but it was still bad. It still looked so bad. I just think modern anime just looks so bad. Compared to old-fashioned stuff. And that's not just me going, you know, back in my day. Even something that was animated fairly basically, like the original Pokemon series, for example, you compare that to modern Pokemon, and just the animation is so much better in classic Pokemon. Because you had somebody there who, like, understood animation, directing the whole thing, with people painting and animating by hand. There was no room for mistakes. There was no room for error. Everything had to be perfect. Everything had to be done painstakingly. Now, modern days, they just draw an outline and the computer fills it in. It's just not the same. Blu-ray for the Broly movie released in North America had a slight green filter over everything. Well, that's Funimation, isn't it? They also barely credited Vic Mignogna and removed him from all of the extra features. That's Funimation for you. Oh man, don't get me started on Funimation. I've written a treatment for a Danganronpa episode of Real Asia based on the Danganronpa anime. And I trash Monica Rial in it, and I'm like, can I release this? And I'm thinking, yeah, of course I can. Fuck Monica Rial. But I was thinking for a second, is it right to release this? And I'm like, no, fuck Monica Rial. And I kept it in the script. The only character that reprises their voice role, the only actor that reprises their voice role from the Danganronpa game is Makoto Naegi, Bryce Papenbrook. Everybody else is somebody from Funimation, including Greg Ayres' friends, because he did the ADR, so he just got all his friends in. Christopher Arsabat, Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, just everybody that is all part of that voice acting clique. He just got them all in, regardless of whether they were suited for the character or not. Mondo Owata sounds so fucking bad in the dub. Owada, they got Christopher Arsabat, Vegeta, to voice him. Because he looks a bit like a character from Yu Yu Hakusho that Christopher Arsabat voiced. So Greg Ayres was like, okay, yeah, I'll just get him in to do that same voice, because fuck it. Didn't pick people that were anything like the game at all. The only voice that really works in... The only voices that really work in that Danganronpa series are... It wasn't Greg Ayres who did the ADR, come to think of it. It was... what's his face? Christopher Bevan, who does the voice of... Hagakure. And okay, I will give Bevins credit. His Hagakure is good. Plays him like a stoner. It works. It fits the character. Caitlin Glass is good as Kyoko Kirigiri, and I gotta give credit. Jamie Marchi does a good Junko, only because she's doing full hammed up Valley Girl, and it works. For a character like Junko, Valley Girl works. Like, yeah, I only just got manicured yesterday. You know, like, a voice like that really works for Junko. So there were some good voice choices, but generally speaking, Christopher Bevins got all his friends in to do the roles, rather than picking people who are really suited for the characters. From what I understand, based on what I heard in the voiceover commentary, they didn't have a lot of time to cast for Danganronpa, so it was out of necessity that Bevins was just like, okay, let's get all my friends involved, because they're all in the area. They only did open casting for, I think it was one of the roles, and that was Monokuma. They might have done it for another, but Monokuma was open casting. I can't remember if there were any other open casting roles, or if he had already decided who was going to do what. But Monokuma is probably the voice that I dislike the most in the dub, just on account of how it sounds nothing like the video game. It's like when they dubbed the show, they didn't even know it was a video game. Like they knew nothing about Danganronpa. That's how it came across with their dub choices. Who they picked for that. I used to think, because there's a guy who's pretty like controversial on YouTube, anime. What's his name? Digibro. He's pretty controversial in the community. A lot of people don't like his opinion, right? He did a video on like anime dubs and how the same people are voicing the same characters over and over again, and anime dubbing needs to improve. I'm like, I don't know, I don't really follow this. And then as I've started to watch more anime, I'm like, nope, he's right. New blood. New blood now. New methods now. I've watched enough Funimation shows and heard the same voices over and over again, and it does take you out. It does take you out of a show to hear Christopher R. Sabat again. God, it's not even Funimation. I was watching The Heroic Legend of Arslan, right? Dubbed by Universal. And God, Christopher R. Sabat plays the king in Heroic Legend of Arslan. I can't escape him even when it's not a Funimation show. His painful voice is everywhere. To me, Vegeta will always be... can't remember his name, but the guy who voiced him in the Ocean dub. To Funimation's credit, they got him back to play the Liquid Vegeta in the filler in Dragon Ball Super. So even they know that he's a better Vegeta than Christopher R. Sabat is. Got his fucking name now. But the old Vegeta to me will always be the Vegeta, not the Funimation one. Funimation Vegeta is too goofy, too stupid. Even in the early episodes when Vegeta's meant to be a bad guy and he's not comic foil, he's actually meant to be the enemy. Christopher R. Sabat's treatment of him is just too goofy. Was it Brian Drummond? When I heard Brian Drummond, I think Sonic the Hedgehog. That wasn't Brian Drummond, was it? That was something Drummond. Ryan Drummond? Meowdy, welcome, Polar Plays. I'm an old man. At 1 AM tomorrow morning, I'm an old man. I'll be 30 years old. Life starts at 30, right? Was it Ryan Drummond? Why am I thinking it's another... I'm gonna have to look this up, because I could have sworn that it's not Ryan Drummond I'm thinking of. There's no way the voice of Sonic was the voice of Vegeta, right? Why am I associating it with another VA? Sean Schemmel. Ugh! That's someone that boils my piss. Sean Schemmel. Just all these voice actors in general, they're all part of that social media influencer clique. Sean Schemmel going on about how virtuous and rightful he is. You know, nobody's forgotten his He-Man parody. There's no escaping it, Sean Schemmel. As much as you might shy away from it at conventions. We remember gay He-Man. You should just own it. Brian Drummond. Okay, so they are different people. That's what I thought. So, Brian Drummond. That, to me, is the real Vegeta. The one that actually sounds like he would beat the shit out of you. Not the one that sounds like a goofy dumbass. Bad enough that Goku's a goofy dumbass. At least since, like, Super onwards, Funimation have treated Goku like a dumbass. Because ultimately that's what Goku is. there's anything I can fault the Ocean dub for, it was making like Goku out to be this super duper ultimate hero when he's not. He's just a dumbass who likes to fight. That treatment of the character was incorrect. So, speaking of Dragon Ball, who's hyped for Kakarot on January 17th? I've already got it pre-purchased. I'm going to be streaming it day one. I hope you like Dragon Ball Z, because you're going to see nothing but Kakarot for a few weeks. I'm just giving you guys the heads up. It's going to be like Kakarot, Kakarot, Kakarot. It's gonna be like Broly streaming. It's gonna be like Kakarot! Kakarot! The whole time. Just be aware of that. I might slip in a Chrono Trigger here and there. Just because otherwise, you know, I'll forget to stream Chrono Trigger. We will bring Chrono Trigger back. It hasn't been cancelled. It's just the end of the year sort of changed things around a bit. I'm enjoying Chrono Trigger too much to stop it. At this point, I'm worried that if I go back to it, I won't be good at it anymore. Because so far, I've managed to be really good at Chrono Trigger. Like, not to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I haven't died on a boss more than once. Playing a boss seriously, I haven't died on a boss more than once. And I'm worried that we're crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal. I'm worried that if I go back to Chrono Trigger now, I'll have lost my, like, high level of skill with it, and I'll just become shit. That's what I'm worried about. It's just that the talent I had with Chrono Trigger will just go. That I've been away from it for too long. That's what I'm worried about. I'm gonna get into a fight and be like, how does this work? I might have to grind for a little while, that's all. If it doesn't come back straight away. From what I can tell, I'm on par level-wise. So, like, I'm not behind or anything. Hey, Tak. What's with the facial expression? I've been looking at more randomizers that we can play. I've actually set up a Mario 64 and an Ocarina of Time randomizer. I'm looking at doing a Dead Rising randomizer as well. Randomizers are fun. They force me to play games sometimes in a way that's not intended, and that makes them fun. I like being forced to play a game in a different way. It's fun. When a challenge is like self-imposed, I'm not very good at sticking to it. But when a challenge is forced on me, it's fun. This is a very good song. Lonely Rolling Star. This is a classic. Lonely Rolling Star. So I think in this level I have to roll up women. Oh, mermaids count. I miss the king, like, commenting on what I'm doing. As far as I know, this is the only Katamari game that does it, unless me and my... unless We Love Katamari does it as well. I miss the king, like, commenting on what's happening. Like, outside of, it's your first crash, or it's your first item you picked up, he doesn't really comment much in the other games. I miss rolling something up and him going, "Hey, it's a black cat. That's 10 years bad luck," or something like that. You know, you roll things up. I miss that. I miss him passing comment on what I'm doing. That's something the first Katamari game has that others need. But then that's the Keita Takahashi touch. That's the comedy touch that only he brings to Katamari. Katamari was always meant to be a dumb concept. Just a stupid playground for you to roll a ball around in. Not big enough to get in that wrestling ring yet. I guess I need to size up now, so let's go for partitions. Partitions are the fastest way to size up. Should be big enough now. Seriously? Yeah, there we go. About to say. Should be big enough to get the girl statues now as well. Yeah. That I am. They're dotted around the area. Bunch of girls over here I missed. Doing PE. Oh, it was physical. Never mind. I did him a favour. Oh god, what was that noise? I think my internals. I'm growing old. Even my internals are complaining. ERB old man confirmed. How many more ladies are there to roll up? Pretty sure I got all the statues. Oh, there's a statue on this. Hina doll I missed. Speaking of Hina, I've got all of Love Hina on DVD. There's a girl. Yoink. Thank you. I love that the color TV shows the gameplay screen superimposed on it. So the camera angle that we're looking at is the camera angle that the TV crew is seeing. I'll just go around and roll up small stuff now. I think I got everything. "58 seconds remaining." Really can't think of any mission items that I'm missing. Oh, I found a royal present. I didn't even see it. It must have been so tiny at this point. I'm so glad the presents don't despawn as you size up. At least I don't think they do. What did I do? 196. Trying to get as many of the maidens as I can for the mission. 98%! That's really not bad at all. That means there's 200 maidens in that level. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Full constellation. I'll take that. Very good. I don't usually score anywhere near that much on a constellation level. I may love Katamari, but I'm not extremely good at it. Serviceable. Is this the 30-minute one? 20-minute one. So it's not the 30-minute one. Restart? No. This isn't a game that offers you a restart. That must be a later thing. Okay. I take the time loss from falling. From the bad spawn location. Roll with it. Yeah, close enough. As far as I'm concerned, if it's like 90% or higher, it's a full constellation. I'm happy with that. On a constellation stage, that's very good. I'll take that. 90% I'll take. This isn't like later Katamari games where I can score better. Games where the size of the Katamari doesn't necessarily matter are the games that I'm good at. Because you basically have to order what items you pick up in what order. So if the stage is like roll-up, playful things, then you focus on getting more toys than anything else in your Katamari. Or if it's like roll-up animals, you focus on getting animals more than anything else. That gameplay I always thought worked better. The later games have scoring worked out. There's a score system that's essentially how much you fit the criteria by how big your Katamari is to get your score. So long as you roll up everything you need as you're sizing up, then once you're big, you can roll up all the shit you don't need and score crazy points. But in the first game, that doesn't really apply to the scoring, it's just size. Beautiful Katamari is a great example, because there's a level called Sea Dome, that if you play it just as like getting big, you'll score 30 points. You'll be like, why? My Katamari is 2 times the size that you asked for, why am I only getting 30 points? And then, if you play the stage differently, and keep ducking into the ocean every now and then as you're sizing up, you realise that there's all these fish and shit that count towards the points. So if you keep ducking into the ocean, you get your 120 point score. Oh, big enough to knock people over now. Okay. There's a certain natural feeling about rotating the sticks to move the Katamari. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you understand it, like, rolling the Katamari is second nature. You can get it to where you want to go anytime. Dead zones are good on the 360 controller for this. It feels like I'm playing Beautiful Katamari in terms of, like, control. That was always the game that felt like it had the best control. And this feels like Beautiful Katamari, sticks-wise. The non-aligned sticks are perfect for Katamari. Aligned sticks are bad for Katamari. They always have been. I know that's how it was designed, but aligned sticks have never gelled with me. Non-aligned sticks, now you're talking. Like a 360 controller or an Xbox One controller, or the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Where the right stick is slightly lower than the left stick. So it's actually arranged so that you've got quick access to the face buttons and the D-pad. Katamari like that, to me, is so incredibly comfortable. I wonder if the PS5 will continue to have aligned sticks, or if it will get with the times and swap out aligned sticks for ergonomic sticks. That, I think, will be an important conversation to have regarding the PS5's controller. Because if they're just doing DualShock as is again, can it really compete with like an Xbox One controller with its pressurized analogs, with its pressurized shoulder buttons, and its clicky shoulders and its pressurized triggers, rather? Can the DualShock compete with that? If it's just another DualShock for PS5. Right, I'm big enough to hit the town. By the time I get there, I'll be 5 meters. Big enough to hit the town. Well, it's actually 6 meters to hit the town, isn't it? I can't remember. I think it's 5. It's 5 to hit the town. Because the town items have loaded. Fucking elephant. 30 meters. Oh, I'm gonna get ocean-sized on this mission. Totally didn't realize this is an ocean-sized mission, isn't it? Gonna be picking up skyscrapers and shit by the end of this one. Not big enough for trees yet. Nothing's spawned out in the ocean yet, but it will shortly. Bison! They're like the staple of the Katamari series, but I'll never like them. Yes! Big enough for trees. Let's go. This is big brain plays. $17? $12. Okay. Move on. Yes to you. Dabba 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 dabba. Not big enough for the satellite, seriously? After I went to the effort of getting up there. Still not big enough for the satellite. What utter japes. Okay, I'll come back when I'm a little bit bigger. Hopefully before it despawns. Before I'm too big to despawn it. Madman. What's it about? And don't say a madman. Because of course it is. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it subverts expectation. Maybe the viewer is the madman upon watching the film. Could maybe pull something like that. If I was making a movie called Madman, that's probably how I'd approach it. Be like, and then the viewer at the end realizes they are the madman. I want that satellite. I want that satellite. I can't believe this shit. So to get the satellite, I have to come up here. Thank you. That's the kind of thing that I might fail to get on an endless playthrough. Fuck it. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Self-destruct. A librarian reads an old book and the killer appears more and more deeper into the book, trying to get the perfect appearance by its victims. If the concept is that the killer is living inside the book, that's certainly interesting. I can't say I've necessarily come across that. Killer inside a book, waiting for the right time to get out, by finding the right person to use to get out. Someone who reads a book and then the killer transports themselves into the person who read the book. There's an idea. That's a pretty solid idea for a book, and that just came to me. I like that one. I might develop that into something more. Like how you'd look at a psychic photograph and find out all about the person who took it. Be like a book that as you read it, you get to learn what the killers are up to. Slowly they corrupt you through the act of reading. Oh, there's an idea. It would definitely work better in the book format, because then it can play with your expectations. Be reading this book and then the killer would address you directly and say, you. The character in the book will say, who, me? And then it'd be like, no, not you. You, the one reading this right now. The one thumbing these pages. It'd be such an epic moment, you'd be like, oh shit! I would have been big enough to pick up that satellite anyway. I don't think it would have despawned at this size. But I spent all that time trying to get the satellite. Lame. Up there. Are any of the milkmen streaming tonight? I don't keep track of what day it is. And other platforms confuse me. I might honestly try for an early-ish night, he says, at 20 minutes past 11. He's not streaming on YouTube. Well, I figured as much. I hadn't seen anything appear in my sub box scheduled. Does anything spawn on the volcano in this chapter? Yes, the Loch Ness Monster. Let's have at it. Why can't I get up there? I want that Loch Ness Monster. There's 3 of them in there. There's a button remap you can download that puts the spinning of the sticks on one of the triggers so that you don't constantly hurt your analog sticks. Streaming on Twitch, okay. Maybe I will pop there. My way to bed. Focusing so much on getting these fucking Loch Ness monsters. Got him! Lost him! Yes, they don't run away. Whew. They seem like the kind of thing that would be easy to miss. Oh, wall. Okay. Me, I want you up into my life. Yeah, I'm probably not anywhere near as big as I could be at the end of this mission, but the important thing is that I got that Loch Ness monster. Just on the off chance it's missable. Got a comet. Could be the 30-minute make a star. Yeah. Make the moon. Is that a rabbit themed? Yeah. 30-minute mission, let's go. Let's go back to the home planet, because that was a rough start. I got 25 more minutes I can give you tonight. Easily. I don't think I'll be staying up. Not intentionally staying up until I'm 30. Though I can see it happening due to difficulty sleeping at the moment. I got a lot on my mind. I guess if you're going to take anything away from tonight's stream, new sushi bites on Friday. And it's a good one. I had a lot of fun making it because it's a story I've always wanted to tell, and now just felt like the best time. I'm hoping it does well. I'm really hoping it does well. It's an interesting story. I make a ridiculous argument and I back it up with flimsy evidence. It's a great time. I blame the war on waifus on basically one guy. One guy we don't even know the name of. It's fantastic. It's a good time. Fucking drills, making this section difficult. Drills and melons. Isn't like AGDQ on at the moment as well? Busy time at the moment. I've been keeping a diary since the start of the year and making myself write something in it every day. I actually didn't write anything in the diary yesterday. Best foot forwards, and I've already failed one of my New Year's resolutions. Make sure I do that tonight. Thank you. That's if I stream. I'll see what I feel like. I might be so depressed from aging that I don't stream. It's a possibility. Thank you very much, though, Johnny. I appreciate that. I'd like to have a birthday where I'm not, you know, yelling at everyone and angry. Because that's pretty much been my birthday for like the last 5 years. Because I don't know how to express the way I feel, I just lash out at everyone on my birthday. Because I'm no good at explaining how birthdays make me feel. So I hope that doesn't happen. Meters. I still need to size up. I'm probably big enough for trees now. Definitely big enough for partitions. Let me up there. Collision in this game is so fucking stupid. For the love of God. There we go. Probably big enough for trees now. Nope, not yet. So arbitrary. There's just a point where you're suddenly big enough and that's okay. Not even big enough for those trees yet. This is definitely something improved in the later games, absolutely. I wish they'd taken some quality of life improvements on board when making this port. This remaster is a HD version of the 1.0 Japanese release. Long before any of the improvements. Kraken! Kraken! Get to the island with the buildings on it. This one? Yeah. Man, up. I'm like, Katamari Damacy is one of my favorite games when I'm spending the whole time complaining about it. Prince jump, Prince jump. I'm not going to make 300 meters at this point. Fuck! Terrible. I should just rage quit. Oh hey, big enough for trees now. Fucking time. Large Kakeshi dolls. Sure, why not? Here we go. Epic size game time. Submarine? Thank you. Any gift getting for yourself tomorrow? I don't expect to go anywhere tomorrow. I've already bought my gift for myself. I've already pre-purchased Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I did that near the end of December, and that was my birthday gift. That doesn't release until the 17th this month. Size up. Jumbo Man. Yes. I expect tomorrow to be very quiet as far as things go. I don't think there is anything planned. I don't think anybody's intending to surprise me. On the one hand, it would be nice if they did. On the other hand, I would probably consider it a pain in the arse if somebody went to the effort of surprising me and it was something that I didn't enjoy. I think everybody's going to be walking on eggshells around me tomorrow, and that's fine. Given my behaviour on past birthdays, it's totally understandable if people walk on eggshells around me. Especially turning the big 3-0. If family members are afraid to make eye contact, that's fine. Totally understand. Kakarot comes out 2 days after your birthday. Are you getting it for your birthday? I got it for myself for my birthday. There might be an opportunity to do some shopping on Saturday. If there is, I might get myself something out of Game Sale if it's still on. I think I got all the best things out of the sale though. Already. Fire Emblem Three Houses. You know, that's a good shout. On the one hand, I'm like, there's no way I've got that many hours to pump into Fire Emblem, and yet I'm going to be playing a Dragon Ball Z RPG that's fucking massive, with tons of side quests and loads of hours of gameplay, so that probably makes me a hypocrite, but whatever. I'd rather be a hypocrite than a hippogriff. Right, there should be a gift in the volcano on this mission. It's not there anymore. Okay. Maybe I left it too late. I was on my way to collect it. Oh well. Happy birthday. Thank you, Beans. It's not for another hour and 20 odd minutes or so. Not exactly sure when it was I was born, but it was sometime in like near the 1 AM. I don't remember that far back, unfortunately. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Beans. I'm dreading it a little. I don't like growing older at the best of times, but it's a landmark age as well. What makes it worse? Landmark ages are the fucking worst. I love this game too. That's kind of why I'm playing it, to just chill out and relax. The stream started with Bejeweled 3, but we moved on to Katamari Damacy. The Bejeweled 3 was a joke, because it's the kind of game an old man might play. But I settled on my go-to feel-good game. I can't remember if the original Katamari got a European demo. I know we were gonna get the original Katamari Damacy. I think it was a case of the amount of effort it would take to translate the collection into 5 languages. Me and my Katamari was around the corner, so they just didn't bother. Alternatively, they could have just not translated it into 5 different languages. And then we would have got the original, but oh well. In Europe, the only way you're going to play Katamari Damacy on a PS2 is by getting We Heart Katamari, which is fairly uncommon. I've got it. I've also got the American Katamari Damacy physical, and I own the Japanese PS2 release of Katamari Damacy on PSN. Then of course there's Katamari Reroll for PC and Switch, that is the Japanese 1.0 version of Katamari Damacy remastered. Probably the best way to play it, but the limitation is you need to have a PC good enough to play it, or a Nintendo Switch. Because they haven't released it on anything else. Right now, I would say the best Katamari Damacy game you can get for a console would be Beautiful Katamari for the Xbox 360, or Katamari Forever for the PS3. I would probably say Beautiful Katamari is better, because Beautiful Katamari is a more pure Katamari experience than Forever. Forever is remixed music instead of the original music. It's graphical filters. Where Forever wins over Beautiful Katamari, it's that Forever has more maps. Forever has basically every map from the series history. That's where Forever wins over. But otherwise, I would say Beautiful Katamari's better. Beautiful Katamari is Xbox 360 only. $28's not bad. 28 is about right for what I would pay for We Heart Katamari. My copy was 18, I think, from Level Up Games about 4 years ago. Alex did me a swell deal because I was buying We Heart Katamari and the original. USA original and We Heart Katamari in PAL. I think it was his copy originally. Not one that a customer brought in to trade, but actually his, from his collection. $28 is a very good price for it nowadays. But if you can get it cheaper than that, I would say get it cheaper than that. I guess at this point it's just cleanup, isn't it? Got 2 minutes remaining. Do a systematic cleanup. Turning is the worst bit when you're this size. If you miss something, you're better off not going back for it. We can get the white fade out because I've got angels surrounding me. Yeah, it's very addictive. 878 meters, 43 centimeters, 2 millimeters. I'm happy with that. This mellifluous mood and the rising tide of familial love. We are moved. Oh, I got a comet too. Think. Yeah. Nice. I hope they remaster me and Mai so I can carry my comets over. At last, the moon is back in the sky. Welcome back, moon. This time, we the king worked hard. We think we worked hard. We're pretty sure we did. Oh, it's you. Yes. What? What is it? Oh, I've got it. Maybe the prince grew a teeny bit. Aha, you did. Yes, you did. At least a full 1 centimeter taller. This is also thanks to us, yes? Champion, yes. So all we need to do is put the rest of the stars back. Get cracking on that. Save. Right. I'm gonna bring the stream to a close then. This chilled me out. This relaxed me. This made me feel a lot better about tomorrow. Try not to think about it. Easiest thing to do, isn't it? Try not to think about it. See what tomorrow will bring. Guess I need to make sure I fill in my diary tonight, so I'll do that as soon as the stream comes to an end. Glad to hear that you're feeling a bit better, thank you. Yeah, I am. Because I know if I lose everything else, I've still got you guys. Night Paper. Night Draven. Night Sushi. You're still here. Night Johnny. You're still here, Night Beans. I'm gonna go. Until next time. If we live that long.